Let's get it!
Hey guys, welcome to the first podcast. This podcast is going to be pretty chill. Just kidding! This is a fruit podcast! The best podcast on the internet! Welcome.
This podcast is never chill!
This podcast is never chill. Alright, so...
That voice was boring. Never do it again. Please.
Wait, this one?
It's for the boys.
I'm sorry. I won't do the voice. I won't do the voice again. I apologize, son.
You should be apologetic right now. Because this is for the boys! Just gotta keep them excited, you know?
All right, guys. This
With all this flat talk, you know, we gotta make it spicy.
All right, so this is the Fruit Podcast. It's glorious. It's probably the best podcast on the internet. If you think otherwise,
Even on the radio, actually, too.
yeah, it's probably the best podcast like ever created. Best recording of people talking.
No one has actually ever
created.
done anything better than this, I don't think. Like, no better subjects.
And if you don't think we're the best thing, like I mean, it's your choice at the end. At the end of the day, it's your choice.
At some point in time, though, you will come to realize.
At the end of the day,
You will die here.
That got really deep.
Yeah, we went into some deep quickness.
Quite quick. I'm sorry.
That was annoying.
All right, so my name is Apple Loser. You all know me. Our co-host Pineapple Liam. We're gonna try to get guests on here. Some glorious guests such as Mango Mike, Kiwi Owen, freaking Salt Matt.
Salt Matt.
Salt. He's not a fruit. He's just salt.
He's pretty salty. Like when he comes on the podcast, it's gonna be. You'll feel the salt coming through your screen, like on your face. It's just disgusting.
All right, let's talk about this. What if? What we should? I don't know what I'm saying. What should we talk about right now? I mean, I know I have a list right here.
Let's start with why we started the podcast here in the first place.
So I'm just gonna start you guys off a little. We're God. We are God. There is no God. We are God, and we're like we gotta share this with the people. This is something that God has created. I say that in a very light manner.
He's very serious when we talk about this. God is our Father! He created us! And you have to accept us for who we are because of that. By the way, 5 iTunes reviewers and, yeah, alright.
Guys, we've gotten 5 iTunes reviewers, even though this is the first episode. We're gonna read some of those.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one is, Hectoprerentor, and he does a lot of like ebooks on iTunes. I don't know what he's doing, but he has this design log and he writes about it in this blog.
So what was his
on AutoTrader?
What was his review on our podcast?
So his review on our podcast was, "Psych, this is the first podcast. No one has reviewed it yet."
Oh, we got you so good.
But God is our Father, so we know what he's gonna say. He gives it 4 out of 9 stars. He gets killed the next day in a tragic car accident, and re-ups it to like 8 out of 10 stars. So,
but of course, God would not let him die in the car crash because we are the sons of God. That's a joke, by the way.
No, it's because we need to get the good review.
We're not the sons of God, Liam. You realize that, right?
We're the byproducts of God.
Of course.
It's easier for people to understand when you say sons.
I'm dying, Liam.
All right.
I don't think you understand, Liam. I'm dying, Liam. I'm dying.
Random. We're talking.
I'm dying, Liam.
I'm sorry.
I'm dying, Liam.
No.
Liam, why don't you understand?
No,
why don't you
I'm
understand?
so
Liam, I'm
sorry. I
dying.
didn't want this to happen.
Liam, who are you?
I didn't mean for this to happen.
Wait, did you take my bagel this morning?
No.
I'm dying,
No,
Liam.
I swear I didn't. It wasn't me. Dude, it was the dog. It was the dog.
Did you take my...
No, it was the dog.
I'm dying, Liam.
It was the dog.
I'm dying. Did you take my bagel? I'm dying.
Graham, have some water.
I don't want water. I don't want your freaking water.
I'm sorry.
I don't want your water. I don't want.
I'm sorry,
I don't want
guys.
anything to
I'm
do with you.
sorry.
Stop! Just stop! Just leave me alone. Get out of the studio right now.
All right, out from that intermission. Sorry about that. There was a little salt going on there, almost like Matt Saltiness, who will be joining the show later. So back to our main topic.
Why did we start the podcast?
No, actually, we were on something else.
We were.
We were on the the Actocaporender and his ebooks.
No, we weren't. You said that we got them.
Oh yeah, we got them. Sorry about that.
There was no comments because we haven't released this yet. I'm sorry.
Okay, so following our intermission, let's talk about how to stay motivated with life. Because this can be hard sometimes, and we don't understand. We're going to give you some useless information that you're not going to listen to. You're going to skip over this 20 seconds of the podcast, which you're not. Don't die is one helpful bit of information there. Also,
Eat food.
Eat food. Yeah, so drink water, exercise. Is
What did you just say? Could you please translate? I don't think they speak freaking idiot here. All right.
Be nice.
By nice, you got to be nice. I apologize. All right, guys. Hopefully those tips and tricks can help you.
All right, moving on to the next part of the podcast.
All right, so now we're gonna be talking about like ghost experiences that we've had.
Right. So,
Not like stories you've heard. We're going to get into that next. But stories that you've experienced yourself.
yeah, so do you want to start? Or
All right. So, I was thinking about this the other day before we started recording. So I was sitting in bed, right? It was like 9:30 or something. I was sitting in bed. I don't know. I think it was on my phone. And, like, no one was home. I don't remember why. It was like 6 months ago. No one was home. And I was just sitting in bed, and I just hear a big bang downstairs, and I'm like, there's no one there. Like, obviously, no one's home. No one's supposed to be home. So I go downstairs and check. My dog's upstairs, so it couldn't have been him. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And I realized that my cup from earlier was still out. So I'm like, okay, I'll just put my cup away. I take my cup, put it near the sink, and as I'm walking away, the cup just falls into the sink. And I'm like, is that a demon, I spy? Am I sensing a demon with my senses? And it was one of the most scary experiences of my life. I'm never going in my kitchen again. That's what I learned from.
Okay.
Don't go in your kitchen.
so that was an odd one. That seems like maybe you misplaced the cup a little bit.
Nah.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about one. I was at my grandfather's lakeside apartment. It wasn't a real apartment.
What?
It's
Lakeside apartment.
It's actually more like this. You know those lake houses? You know people like have ocean like beach houses.
Yes.
So this was one by a lake deep in the west, like 50 miles from the nearest town. And my family was out eating dinner with my grandfather. It's a barn, so I was home alone. I was sick. I wasn't feeling so well, so I didn't go to dinner. And I was kind of relaxing. It was an old TV, and I was watching the TV, and I heard something coming from like the barn part of the house, where like all the animals stayed. So I walked in. There were some animals in there. He has a few like horses and stuff that he rides. I walk in. Nothing's strange. Nothing's abnormal, except for this one thing. Right? I quickly glance out the window. Right?
Yes.
It's a quick glance.
What did you? Was it like a really quick? Like
it was a quick glance.
How long of?
But in a scary.
How long of a glance was it?
It was like a couple of milliseconds. But in a scary manner, I see a face. But it's far away. It's a far away
In a
face.
scary manner.
And it's scary. And I think it's like part of the mountain or something. I walk away. I walk back into my room. I sit, look at the TV. The two windows to the side. I see the face again. I saw it again. It was closer this time though. I got up. I looked out the window. The face was getting closer and closer. It turned into a whole body. It was real. I could see the reality of the face. He was holding something in his hand. And I stood there. And as he got closer and closer, I realized my grandfather doesn't have any windows in his house. Just mirrors. And so, yeah, that was my ghost story. Yeah,
that wasn't a ghost.
No, that was a ghost.
Get off my show.
It was a real ghost.
If you're gonna.
I didn't die. I killed him. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay.
All right.
It's okay.
I don't have another ghost story, but I do have a bit of like a scary,
Some lore.
some scary boys story.
Oh, okay. Okay.
A scary man. So I was out with my friends, just like in the central part of the town we live, and we went into the shop, and there was no one there except for like the cashier guy, and my friends didn't want to go in. They were like eating something or whatever outside, so I just went in by myself, and I was just grabbing a drink. I think it was like a Gatorade, and I go to check out, and the guy goes, "Are you here alone?" And I'm like, "No, I happen to have multiple friends outside of the door." But then he went, "Are you going home alone?" And I'm like, "Die, please. Like, could you go away?"
Wait, so he just asked you that. Was there anything about him that you noticed, like physically featured?
There was a few things about him. He didn't. I don't know how to explain. He didn't really have a mouth.
You don't know how to explain. How he talk to you?
He was able to talk to me through this machine he was possessing.
All right, just get
Not like possessing.
No.
He was
no, stop. Move on with the story.
All right, so
Keep going.
So and then I just walk home, and I say goodbye to my friends. I walk home, and then that night, there's this something hits my window because my bedroom's on the top floor, and like must be the neighbor's cats. But I look out the window, and it's and you'll never believe what's there. Do you know what's there? 3 dogs.
New album on iTunes.
3 dogs, guys. 3 dogs. Sorry, guys. This was a fake story the entire time. And I know you guys probably believed it, but 3 dogs, my new song coming out. It's glorious. I say I give you guys a bit of a preview right now.
So, just to explain this has been in the works for quite a while now. The actual lyrical features of the song and the instrumental features have been by Just Graham. Just Apple Loser, rather.
All right, I'm bringing it up right now.
And it's just amazing, actually. You just... After you hear this, you're gonna feel differently about not only your life, but
the lives of those around you.
Yeah, that's not it, actually.
Just entertain them while I'm finding the video song.
All right, so here, guys, I'm gonna give you a few tips and tricks on how to be cool. But wait 1 sec. He's just before I do that. Yeah, just listen to this.
All right, you don't get to give your freaking your stupid tips on how to be cool. All right,
how to be cool.
All right, you took too freaking long. All right, so now I'm gonna show you guys the song. You ready? Listen.
Preview.
Oh my God, this is the best song. Rap. Whoa! I got no friends. Wait, what? Woo! This song is like full hype. Like this is a hype song.
Coming out. Too.
This is a hype song. All right, let's talk about ghost stories we've heard.
No, we already did.
No, that we've heard.
No,
Have you not heard any ghost stories?
I actually have. It's about dolls, though.
Do it.
It's a clown doll.
Do it, my son.
All right. So, I was with my cousin this one time. We're in a dark room, sitting next to each other.
I don't think the mic can even hear you. Yeah, just narrate it.
Okay. So I was with my cousin.
No.
We were in a room together.
Whisper, you little fucking shut up. Whisper it.
It was dark. It was a very scary man.
Scary man.
I said, hey, cousin. Do you know any ghost stories? And my cousin said immediately, there's this one thing that happened to me one time.
Could you just talk?
Oh yeah, I could talk. Yeah, that'd be normal. All right. So she goes, well, I was playing with these dolls once. I was 45 years old. And I was playing with my elf doll and my clown doll.
That's intense.
I know.
I'm already freaked out.
And she
Do you mind if I leave the room?
Yes, you can leave if you want. So she had her elf doll doing surgery on the clown doll. I'm just kidding. The clown was cutting the elf, right? So she puts them down. She has to go eat dinner, right?
What kind of dinner was it?
No, wait 1 sec. Before
What
you...
kind-
Okay.
Tell me what kind of dinner it was. Was it macaroni?
Wait 1 sec, Graham. I need to set up
Was it
the story.
macaroni?
So she hasn't cut anything yet. She just leaves them both downstairs with the knife. Now, she goes upstairs and eats spasm meatballs. Yay!
I don't know what you just said there.
I don't give a crap. So she comes back downstairs from eating dinner.
That's pretty cold, actually.
Uh-huh.
You're my co-host, and I don't care.
Stop! Alright, so she comes down from eating dinner, and this is what she sees. She sees the clown elf with the knife in his hands, hugging it. With the blade of the knife shoved up the mouth of the other doll. She turns around, she goes, "Ah! Bah, 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 bah. Did you kill him?" And he goes, "Say hello to my little friend." I'm gonna go get my water. I need to drink some.
All right, so I don't know what you just said. I'm pretty sure 99% of it was inaudible English language.
Talking about the Great Depression.
You were talking about Let's give a history. This is something I wanted to do later in the podcast, but we can do it now. Let's do a history of America, because America, it's not the best country, but it is indeed mine. Yes, that is right, guys. I'm American. If you couldn't tell by my Scottish accent, I happen to.
Wait, what makes you think it's not the best country?
We're just obese. We're all obese.
Yeah, but we're like the latest country to bloom in a dozen roses. I mean, it's insane!
What? What did you just say?
You can see it's right there.
What did you say?
I said it was insane.
It was insane. Shut up. All right, so in 1701,
82.
there was this guy, and he came to America. His name was like Chris Colombo.
It was George.
It was. Oh yeah, that's right. His name was George Thomas Jefferson.
No,
And
it was Mr. Thompson.
his name was Raymond Thompson, and he came over, and
His wife, Miss Johnston, was very fit.
So him and his wife came over, and he found a bunch of trees. He cut them down, of course, and he created many tangrams. If you don't know what tangrams are, they're like those when you take a bunch of shapes and you try to make one big shape out of all of them. Whatever, that doesn't matter. But then he discovered America. He sold it to Spain in 1801
for 14 shillings. I know. That was great. All right. It was actually 13 and a half, but he got a blade too, which he used to kill his wife.
That's pretty morbid, John. I mean, your name's Liam, but, like, that's pretty morbid, John.
My name isn't John.
It is, though.
I didn't ask it. I didn't ask for this kind of behavior when I got this job.
I'm sorry!
I didn't ask you to be sorry.
You know what? If you don't want to be on this freaking podcast, get out!
No, bro, I was kidding.
Just get out! Just get out!
Oh, you think it's a joke? Huh? What do you think I'm kidding?
Get out!
I'm leaving, bro.
Get out!
I got John Hiroshi.
Just get out!
What you gonna do?
Just get out!
I'm getting it!
Just get out!
You know what? I want to leave.
Get out! The Food Podcast is over.